Good morning, everyone. It's your girl B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, and your millionaire childcare success coach. I am so excited about this On the Road to Childcare Millionaires Live series. I have a great friend of mine, Scott Wayman from KangarooTime, here with us today. We're going to allow Facebook to do what it does and let everyone know that we're on. We're going to send out a few messages. So as you come on, if you're watching live, drop live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you let us know that you're watching the replay. But let's be Childcare Millionaires family. Make sure you tag your accountability partners. Make sure you let another childcare owner know that we're on. And definitely make sure that you go ahead and share this video. Hey, Kimberly, we are so glad that you're on. Good morning, David. And so please let everyone know that we're live and we're on the road to Childcare Millionaires Live. Let's take a quick look at our Miami trip. All right, guys. So it looks like we're all in, and we're about to bring up our good friend Scott Wayman from KangarooTime. So, for those of you who don't know, Childcare Millionaires always puts on a conference 2 times a year. Once in May in the spring and once in the fall in November. And this is an opportunity for us to come together, for us to learn, to collaborate, to find out what's new on the market, and most of all, get a plan for our centers for the next 100 days. And if you've ever been to a Childcare Millionaires event, please let us know in the chat. We have a really, really good time. But this year, I wanted to do something special because we had so many sponsors and so many vendors and so many friends of Childcare Millionaires. I wanted you to get to know my friends before you even came to the conference. So first up, we're going to have Scott Wayman from KangarooTime. Good morning, Scott. Well, good evening for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm coming to you live from Australia, Brisbane, Australia.
Wow. So this is dedication. I believe it's like close to midnight where you are. So we definitely appreciate, like, I'm bright-eyed, bushy tailed, you like, Brandy, it's I think past bedtime. But this just goes to show like all of your dedication to the childcare industry. From the first moment that I met you, I knew you were truly passionate about what you guys do at KangarooTime. So tell us, how did you guys even get started in childcare?
Yeah, so my story in early education, I started the company KangarooTime in 2015. My story is a little unique. I was kind of an out of nowhere dad. I adopted my youngest brother. He was in childcare, and the business that he utilized for childcare way back when, they did not have software. And we helped them, or I helped them stand up a little piece of software to help them do their billing and automate the business of childcare. And it was where I kind of fell in love with many of you, Brandy, you as an operator, people that give their lives to building bodies, souls, and minds inside their businesses and inside their classrooms. Those of you that have dedicated your lives to businesses that might not have the best operating margins, might not be the best places to grow your money because you're passionate.
Yeah, I mean, as an operator, we definitely thank you for everything that you do for us, because one of the things that I can tell you, when I first entered childcare, we were so behind when it comes to technology. I came from the public school system and I had all these things like easily at my disposal. Why do you think the childcare industry is like so behind in technology?
I think there are a few reasons. I think many of the entrepreneurs that get into the childcare business, they get into it because they have a mission. They're mission oriented. They don't get into it because they appreciate systems or because there was this cookie cutter opportunity. I think many of them get into it because their origin story, and I think Brandy, we talked about yours, is something like they had a child, and then all of a sudden it dawned on them they needed a quality place of education, or they needed somewhere for their child where they had warmth and well-being. And the beginning of the business and the origin wasn't about having a business degree or being an entrepreneur. It was about service and leadership and or a place in the community. So I think the origin stories for many of you start with these really beautiful stories that involve families, that involve communities. When we talked about why you started your childcare business, it wasn't rooted in margins and best practices in business. It was, you started because you were in love with something, or you started because you were a natural born educator. So I think those origin stories make it very make these businesses all just kind of coincidental and miraculous.
You know
And
what? And that really brings us to the reason why we started Childcare Millionaires Live. Now, I took a lot of flack by putting the word millionaires in our association, because people don't necessarily. And guys, if you're okay making a profit in your childcare business, put profit in the chat. Because that's something that a lot of us have to overcome, because we're taught, hey, if you're doing a service for children, it should be all benevolent. But that's not true. The public school system is one of the billion-dollar industries. It is a business. And I think being on the public school system side, where we ran it as a business, we had profit loss statements, our departments had to run healthy financials. It made me like have an awareness that you can serve children, you can serve the elderly, and you can still pay a livable wage, and you can also still make a livable wage. But for some reason, something got tied up that, childcare in particular was only a service, right? But I think that we have to know that we have to also be a service to our staff and to our families that we have at home. So this is one of the reasons why I think having a management system helps me really look at everything, in a way that I can make good decisions as a CEO.
Brandy,
So
that's one thing for sure. That's one thing for sure that we talked about at the Balance Conference. It's one thing you and I talked about it in depth was, for those operators out there, it does none of us any good for those of you to operate businesses as charities. We need our operators to have sustainable businesses that pay living wages. We need your business, Brandy, your centers to be pillars in the community. We need them to be centers of prosperity, so that you can go and find great stories and build careers and have these pillars of employment. So it does nobody any good to run a charity, right? We need you to have that operational sufficiency inside your business. We talk a lot about center economics, Brandy. Everything we do, when we look at it, we started to look at, giving operators exposure to what their bottom line is in real time with dashboards, having real conversations around benchmarking. The KangarooTime network is growing in thousands of centers. Why not give back to owners and directors and the operators some of those metrics so that they can see what's really going on and where there are room for improvements?
I really let's talk about bounce for a second. So this summer, thank you for letting me come to Buffalo. It was my first time in Buffalo. It was my first time to go and see the falls. You hosted any event that was 100% free for owners. That was like a major give back. So kudos to you. Can y'all give Scott a little love? So KangarooTime hosted this bounce conference, and they invited me to be the MC, and it was so wonderful. But I was amazed, and I just want to say I was very proud to see you guys give back in such a way that offered owners information, a time to collaborate, and then just some ideas about how they can move their business forward. What made you guys make that kind of investment in the owners?
So, Brandy, we've been a part of these community events like Childcare Millionaire, and we see them as opportunities to have fellowship and to bring community together. A big driver was COVID. So in the beginning, there were so many of us that were looking for answers, that were just looking for a community and a tribe. We started doing webinars, and then like this, our audiences started to really grow. And then it became apparent that we need groups like Childcare Millionaires. We need groups like us that are meeting next week. We need those things, and not just for optimization or running a better business, but for mental health, for the that support that every entrepreneur needs. And then once we started putting the programming together and found a beautiful MC to bring the right energy to the show, things just started to come together, and we were just blown away by the embarrassment of riches that each speaker brought to us. Again, that quote of, we're not doing anybody any favors to run a charity in the business of childcare, that came from Vernon Mason, and he presented. I just think, having that opportunity to give back and have community like we are going to have next week, it's priceless.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about next week. I'm so excited that your team is going to be coming to Childcare Millionaires Live. I'm in love with your team. I think, listen, I think they think I'm their little sister, which I appreciate. But next week, our goal is to really help owners not only get information, but really get a plan to move into 2023 like with boldness. I think that we've all shrunk a little bit during COVID. We've kind of become insecure in some of our decisions. And then if we watch the news and we hear recession this, fear tactic that, it can really scare us and not moving in full force. What would you say it would be your biggest advice to a childcare owner that's looking to run big business in 2023?
I think that we've all learned that the greatest businesses, the greatest pillars in our community, they all have one great feature: it's resilience. And they're building durability into the things that they're doing. So we felt like at KangarooTime, one of the things that we really had to do during a tumultuous time in the history of the industry was show resilience and really build some durability into our business, and understand that in everything we did, there needed to be this spirit of just getting after it, just assuring that we did a great job as part of our duty in serving our customer, and knowing that if we can kind of infuse the theme of resilience into everything we do, it gives us that opportunity to actually be there for our customers and provide the best service. Um, Brandy, you and I talked about it when we were in person. Resilience gives you, if you're going to accomplish something, let's just take greatness in your business. If you want to achieve greatness in your business, you're on this continuum, and the only way to ensure success is to just keep going, right? Like you have to stay on that path of effort and really putting in the work to be there and deliver something great for people. So, I think next week, let's get together. Let's have those conversations around being the best operator inside your business, being that resilient force that helps stand up everybody around you so you can serve the families in your community, so you can be the best. But it's a time to get together and really control, alt delete, reset, you and your mental makeup as you go into next year, to really make an impact and deploy the right drivers in your business so that you have just an amazing year. And Brandy, we talked about it. We need each other. We need each other. We need that fellowship, that community, to really kind of recharge the batteries and sometimes shake us into a better place, to be the best for our business.
Yeah, I really love that. Last week I gave them on my birthday. My birthday, I turned 44, Scott. On my birthday, I was telling them I learned 3 lessons, and this is one of the lessons that I learned. And guys, I really want you guys to hold this. Life doesn't always get easier. We just get better in handling the hard. There's going to always be things, guys, that come, that shake you, that make you uncomfortable. But that doesn't make you a winner to cower away. What makes you a winner is you stand in the face of those things. You make the best sound decision with the information you have at that time, and you get better at handling hard. So listen, I used to work with a lot of men. I love you guys, but you guys are a little bit harder than we are. And my dad, he was military, Scott. And one day I was at home and I was complaining. He was like, listen, if you ever complain at your job again, I'm gonna come in there. And I was like, he was like, listen, we don't have no time to complain. The time you spent complaining and whining, you could have been finding a solution. So this year, guys, I just want you to be solution oriented. So get your butts to Childcare Millionaires Live, whether it's virtual or in person, so you can learn some of the things that can add value to your business as an owner operator, some tools and resources that you can use. And some of you may find the one person that you need to take your business to the next level. Because a lot of us are looking at what we need to do next, but some of us is who do we need to connect with? And you can't connect with people in your own bubble. You got to get out of the bubble. So Scott, we're going to give 2 virtual tickets away, right? So we open up our virtual live stream, and I'm going to decide how we're going to give them away. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
No, I was just going to say, when you were talking about us men and childcare, one of the things I've had to take from the strong and powerful women in my life, my wife, women that I have relationships in the industry like you, there's always this hidden quality of stoicism and just approaching your business in a way that won't allow failure to happen, right? So you're going to ensure things get done. You're going to move through your day and not let anything knock you off your path. And there's this beauty to the stoicism of a strong boss lady, right? Like it is something I try to channel inside my business, with anything that's going on. All that I can control is how strong of a force I am, and my business, my approach to business, my professionalism, whatever it is, an employee issue, a competitor. All that I can control is my mental approach and how well I contort myself and everything. Everything else is a damn variable. I can't control it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what we have to learn as CEOs. So, guys, I want you to do two things. We're going to be looking for someone who shared this video. I know it's early in the morning. On some coasts, it's just 7 a.m. Other places, it's about 9 a.m. But wherever you are, I want you to share this video. We're going to be looking for a person who shared this video and left a comment of why they want to attend the virtual conference. If you are in Texas, we have, or a close surrounding area, or you still want to fly in, we have about 19 more in-person seats. We want to see you there. My birthday special ends tomorrow. So we decided with our remaining tickets that we would do 44% off because we want you to be there. Our room block is still open throughout today. So we definitely want to get you there. So if you have shared this video, I want you to share. If you haven't shared it, I want you to share the video. And then if you want to attend virtually, we're going to be looking for 2 people who leave a good comment, and then we will be awarding 2 free virtual tickets. Oh, Scott, look at Natalie. She's all the way in Jamaica saying hello.
My goodness. Hello, Natalie. Okay, so she's in Jamaica. I'm in Brisbane, Australia right now. We're days apart. We're days apart.
Look how love this pulls us together. So, Scott, we definitely want to thank you for being here with us this morning. We're going to be sharing this video with our whole email list a little bit later. But before you leave, give us any final words you have on our road to Childcare Millionaires Live.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've been such a fortunate recipient of here since 2015 and joining the childcare industry is being in the presence of people that have decided to dedicate their lives to a business to where the focus is building body, souls, and minds inside classrooms and delivering qualities and building people in their careers. And I never ever realize how great of an opportunity we have at events like Childcare Millionaire next week to really connect with people, to really sit down and have these kind of life-changing conversations. Brandy, when you came and you were my MC, we hadn't really met in person, and we had an opportunity to kind of sit down and in the aggregate of a few hours as we were getting the run of show together, as we were working together, I really made a great friend and built a great relationship that I know will be there for years. So for those of you who aren't planning on doing anything next week, think about your professional development. Think about your mental health. Think about where you're at with your business right now. Think about how small of an investment a few days is to really change your own life and maybe infuse a conversation that will change the game for you next year, or a motivation to maybe come back and change something in your center that needs critically to be changed, and come and join us next week. And also, when I'm at these things, I always have those moments where I tear up or I connect with something. I like to call it a soul punch, where I get a soul punch. A gut punch is one thing. We all need gut punches, but I think for us to really be optimized and running at 100%, you need a soul punch, something just that tears your soul apart, that really motivates you, that really inspires you. Just regardless of whether or not it's with you joining us next week, make sure you expose yourself to something that renews your soul here before next year starts.
Yeah, somebody says I need a soul punch. So if you need that soul punch, Whether you want to join us virtually or in person, we're here for you. Go over to Childcare Events, put in the birthday code. You can come to live stream for less than $100. It's no reason. We put no friction for you to make the decision. Even if you get your live stream ticket and you can't watch live, we're making the replays available for 60 days. So there's no reason for you not to make sure that you are in the place, you get the information that you need to move your business a little bit further. Scott, I want to say thank you. I can't wait to see you. I hope the kangaroo is coming because he is my friend and we have so many pictures together. But I truly cannot wait to meet you and the team again next week in Houston because I know that we're going to have a good time. For those of you out there that don't know what to expect, well, let us show you.
Man, we at this millionaires thing. You know what I'm talking about. Stop. You know exactly what I'm saying. This millionaire childcare thing, look, man, we're loving it. We're having such a good time here. We're learning so much. I'm learning how to deal with my honey. I'm learning how to deal with my money. I'm learning how to deal with some of these folks, too, that I don't like.
This is day one, and I'm having an absolute great time. I flew all the way in, scared to get on the plane, and this is my first time getting on the plane in all of my life, and I'm so excited that I did it. If you haven't been here, you need to try. It's awesome. I had a great time. I'm having a great time.
Experience here at the Millionaires Conference has been awesome. Just the sisterhood and finally meeting the people that I've come in connection with face to face has been totally awesome. I love you, Brandy. Thank you for everything that you have done for me.
Nothing like the Childcare Millionaires Conference. Listen, every year you need to make sure you find yourself in the place. This morning we started out with Michelle DeJohnson and she told us how to build it, but not just build it, baby, how to build it big.
Y'all, I don't know how to say this. I hope y'all are hearing me on a deeper level than just your ears. Because some of you are about to walk into amazing opportunities where people are going to say, I just don't want this anymore. Will you take it?
And then I hit the stage and we rocked the boat, we worked the middle, and then we changed positions. And we are going to go from being that tiny boat to a huge ship. And then tonight we are going to party, party, party. And we invite you back to celebrate with us this year, next year, every year. Because at Childcare Millionaires, we constantly go to the bank, baby.
A lot of times we hire low. We hire low and we expect them to go high. We gonna hire high. We gotta get some of us don't want to hire good people because we know we don't do what's right. Invite you guys to join us at Childcare Millionaires Live next week, either virtually or in person. We are going to have a wonderful time. Thanks again, Scott, for joining us. And we can't wait to see you next week. To everybody else, go to work. And I'll see you later. I'll see you guys.
See you guys.
I definitely see you at the bank.